Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond Basics with Madiha. This video is a sequel to a reel that I posted on my Instagram featuring my transition from IBM to NTT data, following which majority of you had commented switch asking me to share the complete process. So here we are. So if you're planning to switch and wondering where to get started, then stick with me till the end of this video. I will share you the complete process as how you can make a transition from company A to company B. Alrighty, with no further ado, let's get started. Step 1 is your resume. Make sure your resume is proportional to the JD. Anytime you come across any job opening or a job opportunity that's posted, go through the job description and make sure the resume that you're submitting to this job description or the opening that's listed is in accordance with the JD. Suppose if the JD is demanding Kafka or Spring Boot, any such skills, and that is not there in your resume, then you won't be shortlisted. So make sure the skills that are there on the job description, you have it on your resume as well. With that being said, I don't encourage you to introduce the skills that you've not really worked upon or you're not aware of it. But in case if there is Kafka that you've used and the job description is asking for the skill Kafka, and then you put that on your resume, not just putting it, but also you'll have to explain to the recruiter that where exactly have you used Kafka, which projects, how did you use it, where did you apply the skill set. So that also should be mentioned on your resume. So first thing is going through the JD and making the resume, crafting your resume in accordance with JD, and not just listing the skill but also expanding the skill, saying that this skill A was used in this project, and a little information about how did you use it. So that is sufficient. Anything that you put on your resume, recruiters go in deeper dimensions. They dig deeper to understand if you've actually used it, and if so, how well do you know that particular skill. So make sure whenever you're putting anything on your resume, you know that very well and you know those concepts. Any other questions or anything else that revolves around the same skill set, all of that will be asked. They might ask you to explain the project and how did you make use of the skill. In case of negative scenarios, in case of positive scenarios, how did this skill work for you and why did you choose the skill over something else. So make sure you have answers to these questions. Okay, so anything that you put on your resume, one thing you have to notice, you will be questioned around that in deeper dimensions. So just don't put blindly, rather whatever you've used, put that, and also explain in your resume the projects. Okay, if you've used skill A in if you've used skill A in project A, then how have you used it? What benefits did you get you making use of that? How did you, a very short gist of it, not the entire summary I would say, but I think little explanation about your project and the skills that you used in the project would help you get shortlisted and help you reach, clear a couple of rounds, the shortlisting rounds basically. Okay, now step 2 is your LinkedIn. So make sure you have a very strong LinkedIn profile, and you have an option to make changes on your LinkedIn profile, say open to work, which is very, very important. So this will signal the recruiters that you are open to work, and if they match any job opportunity that aligns really well with your experience and expertise, and they would reach you out on LinkedIn. So ensure that this setting on LinkedIn is enabled, and you have an option, if you not want everybody to know that you're open to work, you have an option to only explicitly show it to the recruiters only. So you have open to work, display it or make it only the recruiters know that you're open to work. So enable that setting so that all the recruiters out there would know that you're open to work, and if there's any job that matches your expertise, they will explicitly reach you out. So this is very important. A lot of job opportunities do flow in LinkedIn, so make sure this setting in your LinkedIn profile is enabled, and enhance your profile. Just don't have your name, your education or certifications, not exactly what do you do, the skill set that you have, you can put that on your LinkedIn section, and a couple of explanation like, you are a software engineer, or maybe you're a full stack engineer. What are your backend framework, what is your front end framework, what are the technologies that you've used, what was your key participation in your projects, any accomplishments that you have. So strengthen your LinkedIn profile, because people go through all that. So make sure you have it all nice and ready for any recruiter to be attracted. Alright, step 3 is going to be Naukri. So make sure you have your profile on Naukri and you stay updated in Naukri. And one key bonus here that you can do is acquire Naukri's Pro subscription. So you get any Pro invites. You can be an early applicant to any fresh jobs that are posted. So if you take subscription from Naukri, then you become eligible for any job that's posted on Naukri. They reach you first. Those job opportunities go via you first, so you will be an early applicant to apply to those fresh jobs, and you get pro invites. Big good companies would reach you. So I highly recommend you to take that Naukri's pro subscription. That is useful because a lot of recruiters would email you there, would contact you there, would provide their email IDs and POCs to you, and you can reach out to them. So you get a lot of opportunities when you take Naukri's Pro subscriptions. You become an early applicant. All fresh job opportunities will reach you first, and you get a lot of recruiters email IDs. Recruiters reach you out, and you can reach out to them. So I think Naukri's Pro subscription is highly recommended from my end to land a job quickly. So I think better you go with Naukri's Pro subscription, and your profile has to be updated every now and then. So all the details that you have in the Naukri that it asks you for, make sure you fill all of that, and your profile has to be 100% completed. So it has to not be like 70, 60 or all. And the other step that you can follow is reach out to recruiters on LinkedIn. So if you have any target company, search for any particular talent acquisition partner, HRs, and the recruiters at that particular company on LinkedIn. So just search for the role and then search the company there, and you will see all the people matching that search request. And then you send a connection request to all the talent acquisition partners, HRs, and recruiters at that particular company. And once they approve your request, reach out to them, talk to them, share your resume, and say that these are the things you have done in your career, and this is the experience that you've had, and these are the skill sets that you have. Explain a little about yourself and the projects that you've worked on, and see if they are looking for a person like you, then they will hire you right there. They'll at least start scheduling interviews for you, and you make through, then your job is easy. So make sure you reach out to the recruiters, the talent acquisition partners, the HRs on LinkedIn as well. So keep yourself active on Naukri and LinkedIn. And there are other hiring platforms like Hirist, so that also has a lot of job opportunities, and it'll match you quickly the jobs that you're looking for. So have your profile updated in all these hiring platforms. So these are the tips from my end. With that being said, let me end this with a note that prepare to fail, prepare to be rejected. Do not take that to your heart and be devastated. All this requires time, and all this requires immense patience and a lot of hard and smart work. So make sure you do not give up easily. Rather keep trying, and try in all directions. It's not something that you do. If you apply via career pages, that takes a lot of time, but if you do it via Naukri, or if you do it any other hiring platforms like Hirist or LinkedIn, things happen quickly, and most of them reach out to you on LinkedIn. And if you have that Naukri's Pro subscription, things are easier for you. So make sure you have and apply all these strategies in your job search and in your switching process, and let me know if that helps you, or in case if you have any further questions or doubts, make sure you drop in the comment sections and I shall respond to you. And in the end, it takes time. It does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of patience. So keep trying and attend interviews. The more interviews you attend, the better you get at that. So the more easy it gets for you. So you will be all prepared. The more interviews you attend, the better it is for you. So your chances of getting selected proportionally increase. So exponentially increase. So this brings us to the end of the video. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.